Hey guys, how's it going today? This is Kuya Reviewer for you, and we've got Guachi here again. We're gonna be talking about an awesome video game that came out a month ago. It came out a month ago. Alright, so this isn't new. This isn't new, but it's freaking fun. What we're gonna be talking about is the new StarCraft
2 expansion
by Blizzard.
Part of the Swarm.
You play as the Zerg this time.
Yes, you do.
So I'm not really much of a StarCraft player. This guy's gonna take over because I'm gonna butcher this thing.
He'll ask the questions and I'll answer. So come on.
I'm more of like a player, not like a...
Me too, but this is the thing. Okay,
player.
I'm not a big video game fan as I used to be in high school.
Well, I don't play like fighting games now.
Yeah, and the only game I would play is like my parents talking about Mario. There's like that one game you always remember. This is that game.
Big, thick NES.
Blow on it so it can work.
It's like God's work right there.
It is God's work.
It doesn't, you don't even ask that. Like,
now if the CD gets scratched, like screw it. The first StarCraft game, like you said, it was created by Blizzard, which is a big company. They're known for their game quality, story-wise and graphics. It came out in 1998. The strategy game, you know, you have to focus on colonizing.
Most of the people who are probably playing StarCraft or like play these kind of games know how the gameplay goes, but how would you describe? I know like you're not one certain person. Remember the movie Alien vs Predator? I mean, it was a pretty crappy movie. No one really cared for it. I thought it was okay until like the ending. It seemed like the humans were coming in with Alien vs Predator, so it reminded me of this game. It's like Protoss would be the Predator, the aliens, and then the humans.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, like, oh, it would be awesome if they went into that kind of
use
movie.
That comparison right there.
There you go.
So yeah, the gameplay, it was split up in 3 sections. You know, you first start off as the Terrans, and then you start off as the Zerg. Each race has their different characteristics. You pretty much have to create a base, gather resources. And based on those resources you gather, you can create your army. But it's all based on the story. Well, StarCraft 2 is split up into 3 separate games. They're calling it the StarCraft 2. Or trilogy.
Yeah.
The first part, which was called Wings of Liberty, which is based on the Terrans, which are the humans, came out in 2010. Recently, last month in April or March, the second part came out, which you're playing as the Zerg. Came out.
It's so inspiring, especially for writers. But when compared with the very first one, like the visual aspect of this game,
it's very
phenomenal.
Superior. Yeah.
I mean, the first expansion when we played it. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, for the time, for '98, that was a big thing to be playing at the time.
Especially graphics.
The graphics were cool. It has the throwbacks to the original game. It has kind of like the basics gameplay, but there's so much more you can do to it.
We've spoken a lot of good things about the game, but what are like some of the things that you wish that were in the game, or kind of what you were disappointed about when you were playing it? You didn't beat it yet, but you got pretty far, right?
Yeah, I've been busy.
Supposed to be studying for finals.
No,
liar.
We'll have disappointed.
He's got A's in his class and he's playing freaking StarCraft.
Leave me alone, man. Anyway, what I don't like about it, it's hard, man.
How about everything, the keystroke?
That's the thing. From the difference between the first game and this game, they really made it a little bit easier in terms of controlling your forces. For example, if you created an army, say you created about like 50 guys, you really have to highlight all of them with your mouse, and then to group them, you press Control 1 to put them into like Group 1. So every time you wanted to send that specific group somewhere, you press 1 and then you send them. But in this game, there's already a button made that you can select your entire army just by clicking that button, and then you can just send them where the hell they want. And for example, in the expansion,
that's totally not.
Because this is the expansion between
it's totally not anything negative.
Hang on. The expansion between this one and the first part of StarCraft 2 is the fact that there's a command where if you press A and right click on a specific point, your army will go there and they'll just attack the whole area in general. They don't specifically go to one spot.
So this game, basically, instead of having any flaws in it, they've improved the flaws.
They've improved a lot on what the first part was for StarCraft 2.
Tactic-wise, though, like strategies to go complete. Like, is it not as basic as it used to, or is there more tactical ways to do it?
Yeah, it's more complicated now.
How about like different combat weapons and stuff? Do they upgrade the stuff?
Yeah, like now when the first part of the StarCraft 2 trilogy came out, there's a big difference. I'll have to go back a little bit. Okay, so what the difference between the second StarCraft and the first StarCraft was, it was just missions. You click on a mission, you'd start doing that mission. This, between missions, you go, for example, in the first part, you go into one of the characters' bridge of his ship. You get to upgrade your units, you get to purchase stuff, all this kind of stuff. And you get to interact with people on your ship of different characters, which you could never do before.
You never like got to purchase things from the previous game?
No.
Really?
I mean, during the game, yeah, but not like out of the mission. This one, since it's the Zerg, to evolve your forces, you actually have to do side missions. You go do these side missions.
Yeah, Zerg is like more complex, I heard.
Yeah, it's more alien-like. So you have to go in there and do these missions. So you get a taste of, for example, one Zerg, you go do this evolution mission, is what they call it, and you do two different like sections of the mission. One will focus on one part of the evolution, one will focus on the other one. When you beat both of them, now you get to choose which one you liked in terms of how you played with them, and then you get to pick which evolution you want, and it will evolve your Zerg into that person. It's kind of the same, but you get to interact with characters and stuff like that.
You play online with other people and stuff, right?
You can play online. You can compete with other people. You can team up with other people.
Sorry, I sound like a real noob, but seriously, I'm not. I've never really played this.
It's cool.
So sorry if this review is kind of like something you've already heard before, but for you who haven't heard of it, enjoy it.
and you get to see, and it's nice to kind of hear it from other people too, what they like.
Yeah, the story, the strategy, you get into it.
Yeah, and then the way the story has evolved from the first game has been cool. That's why it's frustrating to have it split up into 3 separate games, because I want to see the end of the story. They announced the second game in 2007, and it didn't come out until 3. It didn't come out until 3 years later. The trust on Blizzard is that if they take a long time to make a game, it's because you know
it's gonna be good quality. Okay, so what's your favorite race to play? Well, obviously, I bet you could play. I bet anything you could play all the other races in here too. It's just like story mode.
Yeah, like for example, if you get like one of the expansions, you're not restricted to just
the Zerg, but
if you go into like Battle.net, which is the whole online thing, you can create your little own mission.
Yeah.
You can gather achievements, which is something you couldn't do in the first game.
It's just story mode wise.
Story mode wise, you're the Zerg.
So you're the Zerg.
The campaign, you're the Zerg.
Cool. Okay.
But my favorite, I can't tell you. The way I've been seeing each game come out and the expansions on the units that they do. When I got this one, I wasn't really too excited to play as them, and I played them a little bit in the first part, which was the Terrans. But I'm really enjoying playing this part with these guys. Like the stuff they do. For example, like the whole evolution thing, I find really awesome. Like that's kind of cool. You actually get to play as the evolution before you even get to pick them.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Before you have to like pretty much like guesstimate. Like, okay, that sounds cool. Let me just click on it. No, you actually get to do it, and you get to play as the main character a lot more. One of the things, I'm lazy in the sense that, like last night I was cooking and I was playing this game. I can just let my dudes just play, and I can just go and cook and come back.
And still not miss the story.
Not miss the thing. Yeah.
StarCraft, if you haven't decided to buy it yet, from the horse's mouth itself.
If you're a big fan of Blizzard and you're a big fan of Warcraft, or if you want something different, take a break from Warcraft, I recommend StarCraft. I'm
probably gonna like steal this and try it out. That's my review for StarCraft 2. Rate, comment, subscribe in the comments below. If you like this video, of course, thumbs up me, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.